Folks, welcome to PeopleSoft channel. Today I want to start this episode by saying a big thank you to each and every subscriber for believing in me. I want to reiterate that I will do my best to give you the content that adds value to your work. Today is a special day, guys. Today is the day where we connect the dots. Today is the day where we put the configuration we did so far to work. And finally, today is the day where we see the end results. I plan to accomplish 3 tasks in this episode. The very first one is we are going to test the YouTube Data API URL that got generated in PeopleSoft if it is working or not. The second task is PeopleSoft delivered a framework where we can use to update the content on the tile dynamically. And lastly, we are going to process the response from YouTube Data API and extract the video ID and use that video ID to update the video on PeopleSoft landing page. For the people who are here for the first time, I would recommend to go back and watch my prior episodes because I'm going to frequently refer the previous episodes. And for your convenience, I have dropped all the links in the description below. I am excited. Without any further delay, let's get started. Let's begin with our first task. As part of this task, we are going to test the YouTube Data API's URL from the service operation. Alright, let me head to PeopleSoft and open the service operation. This is the service operation we created in the previous episode. As you can see, there is a hyperlink where you can validate the YouTube Data API's URL. Click on the validate and you can provide the runtime values. So the default value is snippet. Let me use snippet. Maximum results, how many search results you are expecting? I would say 5. What is the query? What is the string you are searching for? I would use PeopleSoft. And lastly, the API key which you generated, I believe in episode 2. After providing the API key, click on generate URL. This is the URL that gets generated through PeopleSoft, and let's make sure copy paste this URL on the browser and make sure YouTube is returning any search results. I have copy pasted the URL into the browser and fired it. As you can see, these are the 5 search results returned by YouTube Data API. Based on the parameters we have selected here, we are requested maximum 5 results, and the query we are searching for is PeopleSoft. And based on the search we did, these are the 5 results given by YouTube Data API. And we are looking for video IDs. We will pick one of these video IDs randomly and use it in our tile so that the video gets updated whenever we refresh the tile. That's our goal. Now you are familiar what kind of results you are expecting when you initiate this integration through PeopleCode. Alright, first task is checked. Let's move on to the next task. PeopleSoft has already delivered a framework that we can make use of to dynamically update a tile content. Let me show you what I mean. I am referring this page from PeopleBooks. This is the app class delivered by PeopleSoft that we can make use of to dynamically manipulate the content inside tile. Alright, let's create a new app package and we will refer this app class to make use of the methods to update the content on our tile. Alright, let's head to App Designer. Let me create a new app package. Let's save the app package with the name. Let's add app class. Name the app class search videos. Now I'm going to copy paste the base app class from PeopleBooks. I have copied the 3 snippets I showed you before from that PeopleBooks URL. Alright, let's change the name of our class. I believe name of our class is search videos. Let's update the constructor method. And let's save our app class. Get live data has no. Let me add, it is complaining that the method is not defined. Perfect. Now the framework is ready to update the tile dynamically. But before that, first we need to create a tile, right? Let's go ahead and create a tile from PIA. Before creating tile, we need to create a dummy content reference. If you want to know more about it, please watch my episode 1. So here is my dummy content reference I created. Don't forget to assign security, otherwise it will throw an error when you create the tile. Alright, I am done with creating dummy content reference. This is the video tile we created in episode 1. Let me create one more tile beside it, and this tile is going to update YouTube videos on the fly. Alright, let me go ahead and go to Tile Wizard to create a new tile. I'm here at Tile Wizard. I'm going to create a new tile for our dynamic video. I click create new tile. Let's give a name for it. View demo. Title doesn't matter because it will pick from content reference. Dynamic tile. Click next. Here is what it makes different when you compared with the previous tile we created. Instead of static text, we are going to choose app class, and we are going to select the app class which we created before. The app class we created was YouTube. Alright, so now select the qualified package, and app class ID should be search videos. Tile content options, please select HTML area. Click next and select the content reference. This is the dummy content reference I showed you a while back. Select that content reference. Make sure the content reference you created is inside fluid structure and content, fluid pages, travel and expenses, and PeopleSoft videos. Click next, and then publish. That's it, our new tile is created. Let's go ahead and add this tile to the home page. Navigate to home page, click on personalize home page. Let's add a tile and select YouTube API demo. Save. Let me drag the new tile beside the tile we created in episode 1. Saving it. As you can see, there is no video on tile because we have not updated the HTML area. If you remember, when we created our new tile, we have selected the tile content option as HTML area. Let's create a new HTML definition that will hold the URL for the YouTube video. In order to do that, you can navigate to YouTube and pick any URL. Click on embed link. And this is the HTML used to play YouTube video. Let's copy this HTML. I have copied the HTML. You should be familiar with this process because we have done it in the episode 1. I'm going to create a new HTML definition. Click OK. Paste the HTML text. Remember, we are going to dynamically pass the video ID. This is the video ID which we will pass dynamically. Let's use a bind variable :1, and let's save the HTML. I would say as get video. Make sure you change the height and width to 100%. So when you say 100%, you are asking PeopleSoft to determine the height and width. After doing that, save your HTML. Now let's head to tile app package and update this HTML to our tile HTML area. Alright, there is a property which we can make use of. It is a tile HTML area. Click on .tile and we can update with our get HTML, and we need to refer the HTML we have created. It is YT get. Alright, now let's save it. By the way, I forgot there's a bind value. For time being, let's add any video ID. Let me use the video ID value here and save it. Now if I refresh the page, the new tile should have a video in it. So as you can see, both of the tiles have video in it. Now our goal is to change the video in our newest tile dynamically whenever we refresh the tile. I believe now you can see where I am going. If we are able to update this video ID dynamically, the video on the newest tile will be updated automatically. Got it, right? That brings me to the third task that I plan to accomplish today. That is to initiate the integration between PeopleSoft and YouTube API. PeopleSoft will send a request to YouTube API asking for the search results based on some filters, like what is the search string PeopleSoft and how many results we are expecting, 5. So based on those filters, YouTube will respond back with the search results in JSON format. So we are going to grab those video IDs from the search results and use those video IDs to randomly change the video on the tile. Let me head to tile app class to initiate the integration. This is our tile app class. Let me create a new method that can be used to initiate the integration. I'll call it get video ID, and let's define the method get video ID in method, and this method will return a string that is nothing but the video ID. For time being, we can hard code to this, and we need to call this method from inside get tile live data video ID. Let's assign it to a string. Video ID. In app package, it won't like if you won't define it. Alright, the skeleton is ready. So now we need to kickstart the integration process. Let me save the app class. Oops, it gave me some error. Oh, it's complaining about return. I believe it's returns. It's weird, right? Here it is returns and here it is return. Anyways, let me go ahead and save it. One more error. Alright, so it's not a property, it's a method. Let me close with parenthesis. Save it. Done. Now we are all set to kickstart the integration. But where do we begin? See, if you remember my example from last episode, I compared envelope with the message and the document with the document template. What do you post? Message, right? Let's instantiate the message object first, get the document and update the runtime values. Alright, in order to save time, I already composed the code for you. I'll just paste it and we will go through the process. As you can see here, first line is I have instantiated the message associated with our service operation. This is our service operation. I have instantiated the message. As you can see, the next line is I'm assigning the URI resource index. You can see there is only one row here. You can add multiple rows here, and I can add one more row here, and I can remove one of the filters, or you can add one more filter, and you can select row number 2 by assigning URI resource index to 2. You have a lot of flexibility here. You can add multiple filters for your YouTube request or decrease the filters. For now, let me use only one URI template. That's why I'm assigning URI resource index to 1, because we have only one row. And next, from the message, we are getting the document, getting this document from the message. And from the document, you got the URI element. This is nothing but the URI element. And we are assigning runtime values for each and every field. So we are assigning the filters based on which filters we want to get the search results from YouTube. And don't forget to add your key, which is very important. So we have filled all the document variables. Now is the time to post the letter. So in order to initiate the integration, we will use the integration broker class dot sync request. REST based messages are always synchronous because we are sending a request to the API and API responds back instantaneously. REST based messages are always synchronous. And what are we posting? The message. So what will we get back in response? Obviously a message, and it will be of data type message. Let me save it. Invalid start. I forgot to assign. Perfect. As soon as you send request to YouTube API, YouTube API instantaneously responds back if everything goes well, and the response is stored in response underscore message. As we saw last time, the response will be in JSON format. And we need to parse the JSON format to extract the video ID we need. What I would do is, in order to understand where exactly our video ID is located, I would use some online tool and paste sample response from JSON. If you remember last time, we clicked validate and provided the runtime values, and we pasted the URL in the browser and we got the response in JSON, right? So we will use that response as sample response and see where exactly video ID is located. There is an online JSON parser which is very helpful and is jsonformatter.org. And if you paste your JSON response, sample response from YouTube and click on JSON parser. So be cautious before using this tool. I would not paste any confidential information. As you can see here in the response received from YouTube API, there are 6 JSON objects. How did I say there are 6 JSON objects? Let me collapse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And this is called key and this is called value. We call this as a key value pair in JSON. PeopleCode refers both of them as a JSON object. If you check the last object, it's an array. How do I know it is an array? Array in JSON is represented as square bracket. These are the search results. If you remember, we requested for 5 search results and these are the results. Let's look for the video ID. Let me collapse these values. As you can see here, these are the 5 search results. Let me open any one of the item, and as you can see here, this is the video ID we are looking for. We will parse the JSON response and grab this video ID and insert into array. Likewise, we will grab all the 5 video IDs and insert into our array, and we will randomly pick one of the videos from the array and we will play it on the tile. Alright, that's our goal. Now let me head back to our tile app class and we will parse this JSON response and grab those video IDs. In interest of time, I have already written code for us. Let me explain it. This is where we stopped last time. We initiated integration with YouTube API and we received the response in JSON format. And next I have converted the JSON response into a string. Get content string will convert the JSON response into a string, and then I have instantiated the create JSON parser. It's a delivered function. It's not officially documented as of PeopleTools 8.55, but it is officially documented in 8.56. Basically, this JSON parser makes it easy for us to traverse through the JSON output. Once we have instantiated the JSON parser, we have given our output string to the JSON parser, and we are here get root object, just like getting the level 0. Getting root object is almost similar to getting all the objects from JSON response, and then we are looping through each output. Now if you can see here, so we are looping through each JSON object, but we are worried only about the array, and these are the JSON objects. That is why in the code I am looking for JSON array, because our video is stored in the array and not in other JSON objects. While it is looping, I am ignoring the JSON object but only worried about JSON array. Now once it strikes the array, then we go into the loop. Once I am inside the array, again I am looping through the array. As you can see here, I am looping through the array and I am looping through 1, 2, 3, and I am checking if the third element is ID. If it is ID, yes, it is an ID. Next, I'm looking for inside this ID, I'm checking for the second element. That's where I'm looking for the second element. And if it is, the name is exactly matches with the video ID, then I am inserting the video ID into the array. And I have already instantiated the array here, and I am pushing the video into the array. Likewise, I am pushing all the 5 video IDs into the array. Once all the video IDs are inserted inside the array, then I have written logic to pick one of the 5 videos randomly, and I am passing that video ID to our get video ID function. That's how I am randomly picking one of the videos. Now let's go ahead and see how it's working in the front end. Showtime guys, let's check how it all played out. As you can see, there is one video related to PeopleSoft because we used PeopleSoft as the keyword when we send a search request to YouTube. Now let me refresh my homepage. Ta-da! Magic. Come on. You see, it popped up a different video altogether. Folks, we have covered a lot of ground today, from creating a tile to parsing and consuming JSON response from YouTube API. I really hope this episode is helpful for you. For more interesting content, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Next week, I will be back with one more interesting tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.